What's up, everyone? My name is Dante Gomez. Today is June 16th, and this is Denver Sports Daily.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
What a weekend of sports we had. We had the U.S. Open. We had blockbuster trades in the NBA, College Men's World Series there. But where I want to start is the NBA and how it relates to the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets reportedly had 4 college athletes in over this last week to work out for the team. Arizona guard Caleb Love, Kansas center Hunter Dickinson, Kansas forward Darius Hannah, Indiana center Omar Ballo. And if you don't know who those players are, that's okay. That's not really the point of why I'm bringing them up. I'm more just confused on who were these guys working out with? Who is running the team? Who had picked these guys to come work out for the team? Typically on a college workout like this, the front office are the people evaluating these guys. And as of right now, the Nuggets don't have a front office. They don't have a direct person that's running the show. So questions all around the Nuggets organization. Josh Kroenke had a quote earlier in the process that didn't really sit well with me. It was about how, the calendar will not necessarily dictate the timeline of the hire relating to the GM here. To me, that makes no sense. The world's not going to stop for you while you go out and decide who you want to be the GM. Again, I don't know who's working these guys out. I don't know first of all, the Nuggets don't even have a draft pick in this upcoming 2025 NBA draft. So it appears that if they're working these guys out, they would like to make a draft pick in this draft. And to do that, you need to trade for one. You need to, obtain a pick somehow. And who's going to do that? You need to give them time to figure out this trade to get back into the draft to, select. If it is, looks like they had a couple centers a backup center for Jokic, maybe some depth at guard here with Caleb Love out of U of A. So it's just questions all around the organization. What's taking so long? We haven't really seen any rumors of people interviewing for the job. We haven't seen Ben Tenzer, the internal candidate, is supposed to be there. If it's going to be him, what's taking so long? Why not just hire him? Why are there no Shams tweets of, blank is in Denver visiting with Nuggets ownership for the open position? Just all around kind of a silly way of going about the process, in my opinion. You hired the coach at this point 2 weeks ago, and there's just been no news as far as the GM goes. We saw a blockbuster trade go down in the NBA with Desmond Bane. Kevin Durant's supposed to be moved at any second. And I know the Nuggets potentially wouldn't be in on those kinds of moves, but there's other guys that are out there. We had RJ Barrett is rumored to be available. Corey Kispert of the Wizards, 3-point shooter, is supposed to be available. Luke Cornett of the Celtics is a free agent. Maybe those are the kind of guys that would fit what the Nuggets are trying to do here, add some depth to the team. And all I know is you have a 0% chance of getting these guys as long as you don't have a GM in place. So it's you can't make any moves with a vacancy. And we are going to move on to, so again, they need to get it done. They need to get it done quickly. I know Kroenke said the timeline is not going to be rushed because of the NBA calendar. It does, Kroenke. I'm sorry. It just does. The world's not waiting for you. The league is not waiting for you to make your decision on this. So hopefully we have breaking news today from Shams Charania, from whoever is breaking the news for ESPN these days. I know Woj is retired. So I'm expecting news any day. The draft is upcoming. The finals are wrapping up. Free agency is about to hit. Again, we already have trades in motion here. The Nuggets need to stop dragging their feet and get to it. We're also going to hit on my time out at Broncos OTAs from earlier this week, or last week, excuse me. I was out there for 2 of those days. Saw some good stuff out there. My major takeaways, though, first and foremost, the Broncos defense has a chance to be very special this year. That front, I know it's OTAs and there's, they're only wearing helmets, no pads or anything like that, but they look fast. They're playing downhill. They play physical. Nick Benito was getting after the quarterback, getting, even if he wasn't technically getting there right away or sacking him, quote unquote, he was getting rushed. The quarterbacks were having to get out of the pocket. Zach Allen was getting after the quarterback. At one point, he yelled out, "I'm so god dang good." It was not dang in that sentence, though. He let the whole practice know what was going on out there and what he's capable of doing. And I haven't even gotten to the secondary yet, which features, the reigning defensive player of the year in Patrick Surtain, a massive free agent pickup in Talanoa Hufanga, and then the Broncos' first-round pick in Jahdae Barron. And a side note on Barron, I really like how the Broncos are bringing him along slowly at their own pace. For the most part, the starting secondary was Surtain, Riley Moss, and McMillan out there, and Barron was running with the second team defense a lot of the time. So it doesn't feel like they're in any rush to get him out there. It's early. We have all training camp. He can make some moves at that point. He's a first-round pick. I am expecting to see him a lot in this 2025 season. So I think it's good, and it's a luxury that the Broncos can afford now with a roster that they've built up to be one of the better rosters in the NFL. It's not like in years past when that first-round draft pick is expected to go out there and maybe not save the franchise, but make an immediate impact and be one of their better players right away. Barron has the ability to take his time, really develop as a player, get to know the defense, get to know the ins and outs, and no better person to learn from than Patrick Surtain out there. So love what the Broncos are doing on defense. It feels like I would be surprised if they were not a top 3 defense by the end of the year with their front. The secondary is supposed to be elite as well. Could be the best secondary in the NFL. Still maybe some question marks at inside linebacker. Dre Greenlaw was not practicing, which he's had some injury history in the past. Hopefully he'll be out there for all of training camp and be healthy, ready to go. And then my number 2 biggest takeaway was Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin did himself a lot of favors out there in a league where everybody is fast, where everybody is a freak athlete. He has a way of separating himself out there. He still looks quicker than almost everybody else out there. He was running with the first team a lot. I want to note that Devon Bailey was not out there, who could be most of the competition he's facing in terms of being that Broncos number 2 wide receiver. But Sean Payton's shown he does seem to have a soft spot for Troy Franklin. Franklin and Bo, although we only saw it really in that playoff game against the Bills, do have that connection dating back to Oregon. And again, he just represents something that I think a lot of the other receivers don't, not even Courtland Sutton, in the terms of just how fast and quick, and he's still a big, long receiver as well. So I'm expecting big things out of Troy Franklin. I do think there's a good chance he could step into that number 2 wide receiver role come this fall. Regardless, it feels like the Broncos have great depth at receiver. They have, their gadget guy in Marvin Mims. I know our own Philip Lindsay here likes to call him the baby Joker. We'll have Evan Ingram out there who could be, the real Joker. And then we got Vele and Franklin, not to mention Pat Bryant at receiver. So maybe a lot of unproven guys in the NFL, but definitely a lot of quality and depth there. And Bo Nix should have a arsenal of weapons at his disposal. But to me, those were the 2 biggest takeaways out there. And, it's tough to get, into the nitty gritty. They're not wearing pads. They're, under specific conditions of, hey, this is red zone practice. Oh, this is more, 1st and 10, short yardage situations. So yeah, it's definitely a enclosed environment in terms of you're not getting the outside noise. You're not going the full length of the field. But football's still football, and we were able to see it out of Broncos practice. We are in for a couple weeks of break here until training camp gets going in later July. But to me, the 2 things to look out for is how good can this defense be? Who's going to be the number 2 receiver? Could it be Troy Franklin? Could it be Devon Vele? And year 2 of Bo Nix having complete control out there. He seems to be a team leader already, just in year 2. So a lot of things to look forward to for the Broncos as they get going. Hopefully the Nuggets come out with news any day with their GM hire, with the draft approaching, free agency approaching. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m.